Hello, my amazing learners, and welcome back to the Wisdom English podcast. Do you wish you could spend a whole day surrounded by English, hearing and speaking simple, clear sentences from morning till night? Imagine feeling completely comfortable with everyday English, from waking up to winding down. Today, your wish comes true. In this special episode, we're going to live through an entire day, step by step, practicing English together. You'll hear about waking up, going to work, connecting with family, and relaxing in the evening, all in slow, natural English designed for shadowing. Get ready to immerse yourself and make sure you stay with me until the very end, because I'll share a powerful insight that will make this daily practice truly transform your fluency. Let's begin. The sun is slowly rising. The sky outside my window is painted in soft oranges and pinks, and gentle light begins to fill my room. My eyes feel heavy as I slowly wake up. Then my alarm clock rings, making its loud, familiar sound. I reach over and turn it off. I don't really want to get up yet, but I stretch my arms, then my legs. I sit up in bed and a soft yawn escapes. I feel sleepy, but also a little calm, ready for the day. Outside, I hear the sweet singing of birds. I walk to the window and open it slowly. A cool breeze gently touches my face. It feels so fresh. I take a deep breath and the air smells clean and new. I look out at the sky. It's a beautiful, brand new day. I see my neighbor in his garden. He is watering his plants with a green hose, and water sprays gently over the colorful flowers. He looks relaxed in his slippers and gives me a warm smile. I wave back and he says, "Good morning." I reply, "Good morning." His friendly dog barks once, then quietly sits down to watch the street. Children are walking to school. Some walk slowly, chatting with friends, while others run and laugh excitedly. One girl is eating a banana, and a boy kicks a small rock along the sidewalk. A woman walks by carrying her baby, who looks around with wide, curious eyes, holding a small toy. The woman sings softly to her baby. A man rides his bike quickly past us, wearing a bright yellow jacket and a helmet. He rings his bell and waves at someone further down the street. The street is full of life this morning. It's busy, but there's a peaceful feeling in the air. I walk to the bathroom. The tiles under my feet feel cool and smooth. I turn on the light and look in the mirror. My hair is a little messy, so I smile at myself. I brush my teeth, moving the brush gently up and down, and then I rinse my mouth. My mouth feels fresh and clean. My sister is already in the kitchen, making coffee. I can smell it. It's strong and smells so nice. She pours it into 2 cups, one for her and one for our dad. My brother is taking a shower. I can hear the water running. He's singing loudly, as he always does in the shower, and it always makes me laugh. Mom is busy making breakfast. She's cooking eggs in a pan and toasting bread. She also cuts some fresh fruit. Dad sits at the table, reading the newspaper and slowly drinking his coffee. He turns a page and says, "The weather is nice today." We all say good morning to each other and gather at the table. The table is small but full of food. We eat toast with butter and honey and the warm eggs. My little brother accidentally spills his juice on the table and we all say, "Oh no!" But then we all laugh and he laughs too. He quickly wipes the juice with a napkin and Mom helps him clean it completely. We talk about our plans for the day, who needs to do what and who needs to go where. It's a normal, simple, warm family morning. I finish my breakfast and take my plate to the sink. I wash it with soap under warm water, then dry my hands. I go to my room and check the time. It's almost 8 a.m. I need to leave soon. I pack my bag carefully. I put in my notebook, a pen, a healthy snack, and my water bottle. Then I zip the bag closed. I put on my socks and tie my shoes. I put on my jacket because it's still a little cool outside. I check my phone and my keys. I'm ready to go. I say goodbye to my family. Bye, Mom. Bye, Dad. See you later. My sister reminds me, don't forget your lunch. I smile and say, thanks. I open the door and the street outside is bright. The air feels fresh and the leaves on the trees dance gently in the wind. I take a deep breath and walk towards the bus stop. I see my neighbor again. He is walking his dog now, and the dog wags its tail happily. A little girl waves at me and I wave back. 2 students are walking ahead of me, talking and laughing, both wearing the same school uniform. One of them carries a big backpack. A man in a blue shirt rides his bike, wearing a helmet. He rings his bell as he passes us and smiles. A delivery truck drives by, making a loud noise, then stops at a house and the driver brings out a big box. I reach the bus stop. There are a few people waiting. One woman is talking quietly on her phone in another language. An old man reads a newspaper, slowly turning the pages. A teenager listens to music, his head moving gently with the beat. The bus is not here yet, so I check the time again. Still a few minutes. I look around me. The trees are green and birds fly from one branch to another. A small cat is sleeping peacefully under a bench. Then I hear the bus. It's coming, getting closer and closer. It stops in front of us and the door opens. I get on the bus and say hello to the driver. He nods and smiles. I tap my card, walk to the back, and find a window seat. I sit down and place my bag on my lap. The bus starts to move, driving slowly through the town. I look outside, watching people walking, cars stopping at traffic lights. I see a bakery where people are buying fresh bread. A man is sweeping the sidewalk carefully. I see a child waving from a window, and I smile and wave back. The bus goes over a small bridge, and I see calm water below, with ducks swimming slowly. I enjoy the ride. The seat is soft, the bus is warm. The city is busy, yet it feels peaceful. I check the next stop on my phone. It's my stop. I press the button and the bus slows down, then stops. I stand up, hold my bag, and say thank you to the driver. He says, "Have a nice day." I step off the bus. I'm near my workplace now. I walk towards my building, which is tall and gray with many windows. I go up the stairs and see my coworker Jane at the door. She smiles and says, "Morning," and I reply, "Good morning." We walk in together. The hallway is quiet, but some lights are already on. I hear footsteps. Someone is walking upstairs. I enter the office. It's warm inside with soft lights and sunlight coming through the windows. I see my desk clean and ready for me. I take off my jacket and hang it on the back of my chair. I place my bag under the desk and sit down slowly. I take a deep breath. The day is truly beginning now. I turn on my computer and it makes a soft sound as the screen lights up. I type my password and check my email. There are 5 new messages. One is from my manager asking me to send a report. Another is from a client asking for more information. I read each message carefully, then reply. I write slowly, check my spelling, and then send the emails. Click. My coworker John walks by holding a cup of coffee. He says, "Big day today," and I say, "Yeah, many things to do." He laughs and continues on his way. I open my notebook and check my to-do list. It's quite long today. I decide to start with the report. I open the file, read the first paragraph, fix 2 small mistakes, and add more details. I type slowly and clearly, add a title, and check everything again. Then I save it and send it to my manager. A few minutes later, she replies saying, "Great work." "Thank you," I smile. I feel good about completing that task. At 10:30, it's time for our morning break. I go to the small kitchen. Jane is already there, pouring coffee. The smell is strong and warm. She offers me a cup and I say, "Thank you. It smells delicious." John brings some cookies he made last night and they smell like chocolate. We all say, "Yum!" We sit at the table and talk about movies. Jane watched a new film and says it was very funny. John laughs. He likes comedies too. We all talk about our favorite shows. The room feels light and happy. After 15 minutes, we clean up. I wash my cup, dry my hands, and we all go back to our desks. I look at the clock. It's 10:50. Still more to do. I make a phone call to a client. She answers and has a question. I listen carefully and I speak slowly and clearly to help her solve the problem. She says, "Thank you very much," and I reply, "You're welcome." I write some notes, update a document, and organize some files. I check my calendar. There's a team meeting at noon. I prepare for the meeting, read the agenda, and write down one question I want to ask. I feel ready. At 12 out, we meet in the big room. There are 6 of us. We sit around the table. Our manager starts the meeting, talking about our goals and explaining a new project. We listen carefully and I take notes. John asks a question, Jane gives an idea, and I share my thoughts too. Our manager says, "Good teamwork," and we all smile. The meeting ends and I go back to my desk. It's almost lunchtime now and I feel hungry. I stand up and stretch my arms. I take my lunch from my bag and walk to the break room. The lights are bright and the room smells like various foods. Someone is heating soup, another person is peeling an orange. I sit down at the table. Jane sits across from me with her sandwich, which looks fresh. John joins us, bringing rice and chicken. I open my lunchbox. Today I have pasta that I made last night. It smells good with tomato sauce and cheese. I also have a small salad. John realizes he forgot his fork. We all laugh and Jane kindly gives him an extra one. He says, "You saved my life." We all smile and begin to eat. It is quiet for a moment. Everyone is enjoying their food. My pasta is warm and the salad is crunchy. I drink some water. It feels refreshing. Jane tells a story about a concert she went to last weekend, saying the music was loud but amazing. John asks, "Who was the band?" Jane answers, "They're called River Sound." We all talk about our favorite songs. I listen and smile, enjoying being with them. It feels relaxed, like a small work family. After eating, we clean up. I throw away my napkin, wash my container, and wipe the table. John jokes, "Back to work." And we all laugh. I check my phone. I have a message from my sister. "Don't forget to call Grandma." I reply, "Thanks, I'll call her after work." Before going back to work, I step outside for a moment. The sun is shining and the sky is clear. There's a small park nearby and I walk there slowly. I see 2 kids playing with a ball and their father watches them, smiling. I sit on a bench, feeling the warm sun on my face and a gentle breeze in my hair. Birds fly above the trees and a woman walks her dog, which sniffs the grass. A man sits under a tree, reading a book. I take a deep breath. The air smells like flowers. I close my eyes for a moment, feeling calm and ready for the rest of the day. I check the time. It's 1:25 p.m. Time to go back. I return to the office. The building is quiet again. People are at their desks, typing or talking quietly. It's time to focus on work again. I sit at my desk. The room is calm, the lights are soft, and everyone is focused on their work. I open my notebook and check my to-do list. I still have a few things to do. I open a document for a new project and start typing. I work slowly, checking my spelling and fixing small mistakes. I drink some cool water from my bottle, which helps me stay fresh. John walks by again and asks, "Do you want a snack?" I smile and say, "What do you have?" He shows me a small chocolate bar and I take one piece, saying, "Thanks." He replies, "No problem," and walks back to his desk. I look at my screen and continue working. I finish the paragraph and save the file. My phone rings. It's a client. She speaks slowly and needs help with a question. I listen carefully and write notes on a small pad. I find the answer in my files and explain it to her. She says, "Thank you very much," and I reply, "You're welcome." We end the call. I take a deep breath and check my messages. I answer 2 emails. One is from my manager asking for an update. I reply, "The report is ready." She quickly replies, "Great job." I clean my desk, put away my pens, and throw away some old papers. I wipe the surface with a tissue. It looks neat now. I check tomorrow's calendar. There is one meeting in the morning, which I write down. I take a short break, walk to the kitchen to fill my water bottle, and stretch my back and roll my shoulders. It feels nice. Jane walks in and says, "Tired?" I smile and say, "A little." She says, "Almost done," and I nod. Yeah, almost. The clock shows 4:45 p.m. The workday is almost over. I finish one last task, organize my folders, and close all open files. I check my email one more time, no new messages. I shut down my computer and the screen turns black. I stand up and stretch again. I feel a little tired but happy about what I accomplished. John waves goodbye and Jane says, "See you tomorrow." I smile and say, "Take care." I grab my bag, put on my jacket, and turn off my desk lamp. I walk to the door and leave the office. I walk slowly to the bus stop. The sun is lower in the sky and the air is cooler now. The sky is soft and orange with clouds moving gently. People walk down the street. Some talk on the phone. Some look at their feet. Everyone is going home. I see a woman with shopping bags looking a little tired. A man rides a scooter wearing a helmet. A child runs to his mother, laughing loudly. At the corner, a dog barks, sitting next to its owner, who pets its head, making its tail wag. I arrive at the bus stop. There are a few people waiting. An old man sits on the bench holding a walking stick. A girl listens to music, humming a song quietly. 2 friends chat and laugh. The bus comes, making a soft engine sound. The doors open with a hiss and I step inside. I greet the driver, who nods and says, "Evening." I tap my card and walk to the back, finding a window seat. I sit down and take a deep breath. The bus moves forward, rolling down the street. I look outside. I see a bakery with warm lights inside. People are buying bread and cakes. A little boy holds a chocolate cookie. Next, we pass a flower shop with colorful flowers in buckets. Red, yellow, white, looking fresh and bright. A man sells fruit on the corner. Apples, bananas, oranges. He smiles at each customer. The bus stops at a red light. I look up at the sky. It is getting dark. Street lights turn on. The bus moves again. People get off, others get on. Soon I reach my stop. I press the button and the bus slows down. I walk to the door, say thank you to the driver, and he says, "Take care." I smile and say, "You too." I walk down my street. The houses are quiet. Some windows are lit with soft light. A cat sits on a fence watching me walk by. I reach my home. I take out my keys, unlock the door, and step inside. I take off my shoes. The house feels warm and welcoming. My sister is in the kitchen, cutting vegetables. The smell of food fills the air, garlic and rice. My mom is folding clothes. She says, "Welcome back." And I reply, "Thanks, I'm tired." She smiles and says, "Dinner soon." My little brother runs to me saying, "Look at my drawing." I say, "Wow, that's beautiful." And he smiles proudly. I put my bag in my room and wash my hands. Then I go to the kitchen. The kitchen smells wonderful. It is warm and bright. My sister stirs a pot on the stove and steam rises. She hums a soft tune and says, "Dinner will be ready soon." I nod and smile. My mom sets the table, placing 5 plates, one for each of us. She adds spoons and forks, folds napkins, and lights a small candle, making the light soft and cozy. My dad comes in from the garden with soil on his hands. He says the flowers are growing fast. He washes his hands at the sink, then dries them on a towel. He gives Mom a kiss on the cheek and she smiles. My little brother brings his toys and puts them near the table. He says, "Can my bear sit too?" We all laugh, and Mom says, "Okay, just for tonight." My older brother walks in, just home from the gym. He is tired but happy. He grabs a glass of water and drinks it slowly. The food is ready. We sit down together and eat rice, chicken, and salad. There is also bread and yogurt. Everyone talks softly. Dad talks about his day at work, saying, "It was busy, but I finished early." Mom talks about neighbors. My sister tells a funny story about helping a lost dog find its home. She says, "It followed me for 3 blocks." We all laugh. My little brother eats slowly, dropping rice on the floor, and says, "Oops." We help him clean it up. No one is angry. We just smile. Dinner is over. We help clean the table. I wash the plates, my sister dries them, and my brother puts them away. We work together. Dad makes tea for everyone, adding sugar to Mom's cup because she likes it sweet. I take mine plain. My brother drinks milk instead. We sit in the living room drinking slowly. The TV is on playing soft music. Mom sits in her favorite chair reading a book. My dad looks at his phone, checking the weather, and says it might rain tomorrow. My sister plays with her cat. The cat jumps and runs, and we all laugh when it hides in a box. I call my grandmother, who lives in another city. She answers quickly. Her voice is warm. She says, "I was just thinking of you." We talk for 10 minutes. I ask about her day, and she tells me about her garden, saying, "The tomatoes are big this year." She asks about my job, and I say, "It's going well." She says, "I'm proud of you." I smile. After the call, I go outside for a short walk. I see my neighbor again. He is watering his flowers. He says, "Beautiful evening, isn't it?" I say, "Yeah, it's very peaceful." I see kids riding bikes, wearing helmets, laughing, and racing each other. Their mother stands nearby and waves at me, and I wave back. I come back from my evening walk. The street is quiet now. The lights in windows glow softly. The breeze is cool and light. I take off my shoes and leave them by the door. I hang my jacket and say, "I'm home." My sister says, "Welcome back." She is watching a movie, sitting on the floor with a blanket. My mom is in the kitchen, putting away the teacups. She wipes the table and turns off the lights. Dad is reading again, in his corner chair, wearing his glasses, turning the page slowly. My little brother is brushing his teeth. Then he comes to me and says, "Will you read me a story?" I say, "Yeah, let's go." We go to his room. His bed is small and soft. I sit beside him and he pulls the blanket over his legs. I open the storybook. It's a book about a bird that flies around the world. He listens with wide eyes. I read slowly and gently. He smiles, then yawns. I say goodnight. He says, "Goodnight. Thank you." I turn off the light and he closes his eyes and falls asleep. I go to the bathroom. I brush my teeth and wash my face. The water feels cool. I dry my hands and look in the mirror. I feel peaceful. My sister is still watching her movie, laughing softly. The cat sleeps next to her, its tail moving slowly. Mom comes in with a blanket, covers my brother, kisses his forehead, and whispers, "Sweet dreams." My dad turns off his reading lamp, stretches his arms, and walks to the kitchen. He drinks one last glass of water and says, "Good night, everyone." We all answer, "Good night." I walk to my room. It is dark and quiet. I turn on a small lamp. I check my phone. I read one message from a friend. It says, "Sleep well." I smile and reply, "You too." I write one line in my notebook, just one sentence. Today was a peaceful day. I stretch my arms, close the window. The night air is cool now. I lie down in bed. The pillow is soft. I cover myself with the blanket and turn off the light. I close my eyes. Outside, the world is calm. A dog barks softly in the distance. A car drives by slowly. The trees move gently in the wind. The city is resting. The sky is dark. The stars are bright. The moon shines quietly. Everyone is winding down. Everyone is safe. Everyone is still. And me, I take a deep breath. I feel thankful. I feel quiet inside. I feel ready for tomorrow. Good night, world. Good night, everyone. Good night, wow. You did it! You just experienced an entire day from morning to night practicing English listening and shadowing. You listened, you spoke, you immersed yourself in everyday conversations and observations. This isn't just learning. This is truly living English. The powerful insight I promised you at the beginning is this. Fluency isn't about grand gestures or perfect speeches. It's built brick by brick, moment by moment, through consistent, gentle immersion in the small details of your everyday life. By narrating your day, observing your surroundings, and shadowing natural speech, you are transforming your brain to think and speak directly in English. Your challenge for today is simple. Take just 5 minutes tonight before you go to sleep and mentally narrate 3 things you did today, in English using only simple sentences. Try to use words you heard in this episode. This is the Wisdom English Podcast. I'm Sarah, and I'm incredibly proud of your dedication and effort. Keep listening, keep speaking, and most of all, keep believing in yourself. Please like, share, and subscribe to the Wisdom English Podcast channel to watch our next videos.